Well, hello there, it's me, Sari here again. Somebody asked me if I could show you how to make the gift card holder card. Or the card that can actually hold a gift card. That could be an easy way to say it. You could make these in different sizes if you want to. In this case I have made sort of an A6 sized card. And in this case I'm not sure what this size is called at all, but it looks like this. And I do imagine this one could be made into perhaps a wedding card where you actually have the invitation statement on the front, and then you could have a little bit of more information here. You could have a picture of those that are getting married, and there could be route instructions and everything in here on the inside. So this is a nice way of actually getting a lot of info in a single piece of card, and this one isn't difficult to make at all. And of course you could do the same thing with a smaller size, or you could just put in a business card perhaps, or a gift card. So let me show you how to do this. I have started with a full-sized cardstock paper, but I did cut it at 22 centimeters because that is the height of the card that I'm looking for. So let's see. If I'm going to go for 22 centimeters, which is here, you can see that it is almost, it's more than 8.5, and well, it's up there. Sorry, out of frame there. So it's a little bit more than 8.5. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perhaps you could make it at 8 and 5/8 or something. Just cut it off the strip there, and then you are going to score it. I do put it in my score pal like this, and I do realize that some of the papers aren't exactly 12 inches. That could be a problem unless you just shift the paper a little bit so you have it sort of eyeballed and in the center there. So what I do first is I score it at 6, and then I have decided on scoring it at 2 inches from either side from that scored line. So in this case I'm going to go for the 8, and I'm going to go for the 4. So 4, 6 and 8, those are the scored lines you need to take into consideration. And that could be the same thing almost for this one, because this one could be, well, I wonder. Let's see. So now that you have scored your paper, I'm going to start with the middle score, and I'm just going to put it pattern side towards pattern side, and I'm going to press it, and I'm going to use the corner of that score pal, because then I know that the paper is going to get straight, or at least it's going to help me get it straighter. And then I could just flip that one over and push it with my hand, and I could do the same thing on the other side really. Just put it there, just turn it to the other side and just press it, and even press the centerpiece here. So now you've got a piece of paper that looks like this, but when I'm going to put some tape here, it's going to stick together. But you need to take into consideration that you're not going to put the tape all over this place, because you're going to make an opening now, aren't you? So you could just take some thin tape. You could use a double-sided tape machine or something, but I'm just trying this one out for this tutorial. So I'm going to put the tape down here, and then I'm going to put it up here. So I'm going to create a U, the letter U. A very wide U, that is. And I do like to use this tape because it's so easy to just rip off. Like that. And it's a bit sticky as well. So just put the tape like so, and then you are going to be able to take it away. Depending on what kind of a fabric, not fabric perhaps, but company that tape comes from, these strips could be easy to take off, or they could give you a hard time. In this case I actually did feel pretty fortunate with them not giving me too much of a hard time. And then, just to be on the safe side, I actually try to butt the papers up as I'm going along with this. So now it's time to take out the paper trimmer and decide on how far in you want to make that opening, and how deep and everything it should be. You shouldn't be afraid of making it a too deep a cut. You see, this is the first attempt I made. I didn't make too big a gap here because I just wanted to give it a go. Had I put the tape all the way down here, I wouldn't be able to put anything in there, like, could I? But in this case, I think I have just used 1 centimeter as an opening here, and that is absolutely enough to keep a gift card like that. You also have to think about, bear in mind, how big a thing you are going to put in to that slot. I mean, let's say you're going to put a picture that is going to go over this side, then perhaps you need to be able to put it even further in, like so. So you do need to think about what it's going to look like and how far you're going to put that tape. So in this case, I think it was a good thing to actually use a smaller or thinner tape. So let's see. In this case, I actually made a mistake. But it turned out that I could rescue it, I could save it, and I could make it into something nice. You see, I did cut it too deep down here. I wouldn't have had too much to put anything and hold it in place. Let's see if I can put this business card here. Let's say I wouldn't have that lace there. I mean, the tape is going to be here, so it would absolutely be sticking to the tape. And here you can see that the depth of the thing you are using, or the width perhaps, is very important to bear in mind. I mean, if you have a tape there, you don't have that much room with a small or slim card like this. So that is what I mean about, you have to think about how big a thing you are going to put in the center here. But let's go back to the mistake. You see that I did cut it too deep. But I thought of that, really did want to keep this as it was, and I decided on punching out a doily lace border with Martha Stewart's wonderful punch. And you see, I have actually managed to line them up on both sides, so it gives a nice pattern. Otherwise it would be really irregular. So that's a nice tip also. And I just put it in the opening here. I glued it down on the outside of that one to give it a nice frame, sort of. And then I did the same thing on the inner page. I just put 2 pieces of paper, I used the same paper and made a border and put something dotty on top of that. So that is, in my opinion, a pretty nice looking card, actually, if I may say so myself. And I continued with the same theme on the outside, as you can see here. So I did punch it and make something nice out of it. And in this case, this card is for somebody that is moving out for the first time, or just shifting homes, really. It's a new flat and a new place of living that this card is meant to be for. But let's get back to this. So let's bear in mind that I have learned from my mistakes. So perhaps, on the other hand, perhaps you don't think this is a mistake. Perhaps you like it as it is, because it is rather nice, I think. So perhaps I shouldn't look at it as a mistake, just another way to do things. So let's see. I'm thinking that if I'm going to put a picture here or something, I'm going to need, since this one is 22, I know that now. And if I'm going to put in a page, you know, I can't, let's see. I can't really put in a 10 times 15 photo, I can't. It's a bit difficult to put in even a 9 and a 13 centimeter card or big picture. What I can do is put in something that is at the tops 8 and it could be 8 by, let's say, well, 15 is all right. So if I take 15 from 22, that gives me 7. And if I divide it by 2, that gives me 3.5 centimeters. I'm sorry for the centimeters, but that is how I count. So 3.5. First off, I'm going to make a mark here. I'm just trying to make this work here. Mark it with my bone folder to give it a mark like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, just turning the paper over, putting it again at 3.5. And then I could actually think about how wide or how deep I wanted to cut. And I'm thinking, what if I were to cut it at 2 centimeters? You could of course make your own measurements. I'm just trying to give it some kind of a reminiscing thing there. So let's see. I'm going to use, it actually did go through the other side. So now I'm going to use my trimmer and let's see if I can show it to you. I'm going to cut it from up here down to 2 centimeters, and I'm going to press this paper up to the top so it won't slide and glide. So 2 centimeters, and I'm going to put it up again. And you see that the mark actually goes through to the other side. Let's see, I'm not sure again. There it is anyway. So I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to cut it until 2. And there's a magnifying glass on this paper trimmer from Martha Stewart. It's really nice, isn't it? So it gives me a better way to see where I am. So now all I have to do is take this to the 2 centimeter deep mark there. I need to lift it a little. I'm using the blade. I'm looking at where the blade is. You see the blade is there and it is butted up to that line there, so I'm making sure I'm in the right position, and then I'm just going to see where it is, push it down, and then I'm going to cut it down here, and then I'm going to lift it up and it's going to glide on that. So you see, here we have it. It could be that I missed something. I could just rip it off like this. Let's see if I could actually go down. Or I could use my scissors to cut off the excess there. But now I've got something to put something in. And now it's up to me to just do the final bit of decorating. So in this case, I've got myself the base for a gift card, holder card, or a wedding card, or a something different, congrats card or something. And this is it. So you could have lots of fun making these cards. And remember, if you want to make a smaller card, well then you need to cut off more of that cardstock from the get-go. And then just do with the folding. Let's see how deep this one is. This one is 4 centimeters approximately. So that leaves me with the conclusion that this one has been sort of 10.2 times 2, that is 20.4, and then I had the 4 here, so this one has been sort of 28 centimeters times 14. So that is the measurements for this one if you want to go for this. So have yourself some fun, make your own fantastic gift card holder cards. Please link to this video if you're keen on showing me what you did and how you did, and I'm really interested in seeing how you make your own cards. Alright, I'm going to sign off right now, and I'm hoping you'll have a splendid day. Thank you very much.